Hello and welcome. This morning I want to take you guys along with me as I get ready for the day with our Morso wood stove. So I want to show you the routine that I do every morning as we get ready and light a new fire in this wood stove for the day. So just for reference, right now it is 6:40 in the morning. First thing I got to do is take a look at where we're at from last night. It's not warm anymore. Move my shoes out of the way, and I'll open the door, and then you can see I have a pile of ash in there yet. So what I'll use is this ash rake, and I can kind of rake all of the coals. If I go kind of like diagonal, then I don't get caught in these grates. And what I'm going to try to do is just get all this ash down into the bottom where the ash pan collector is. So. So I got most of the ashes down into that collector there. This grate is removable too, but most mornings I just leave that as it is. Down here we have the ash pan inside. So I'll open this. You can see the pan there. I'll grab this. I'll shake it a couple times to level it out. And then I'll pull it out slowly. Sometimes there's a piece of coal that gets caught, which it is right now. There we go. Now I'm going to slowly walk this outside and dump it in the ash bucket. All right, we've got the stove empty and ready to build our new fire in. You can see that I have some stuff laying around from the night prior, from being burned, and ash and wood junk. What I'll do is, as soon as the fire is going, then I will sweep that stuff up and I will throw it into the fire. So I've been keeping all my kindling in the back of the house in this bucket here, and as you can see, the bucket is running low. But I'm going to grab this batch of kindling that's in here. We're going to have to make some more, and I'll do that in another video just to show you guys how we make the kindling here. But I'm going to grab this stuff, and this is going to go for building our new fire. My current fire starter of choice is this Masterbuilt fire starter. They sell it for their charcoal grills, but it works really well for starting a fire here. I do also use them for cooking if we do start charcoal with the charcoal chimney. But I use 2 of them just because it keeps things going in the beginning of the fire. And these are really cheap on Amazon still. Everything changes, you know, so at one point they were not. Right now, or the last time I bought them, they were really cheap. So I had bought a few boxes of them, and that's what I've been using. So right, wrong, or otherwise, I'm going to show you guys how I build fire every morning in this wood stove. You can see my firewood over here, and I usually bring in a bunch of it the day before, just so that it has time to warm up. And you can see that I've got smaller pieces towards the top. That's intentional so that we could start the fire with smaller pieces, and then as the day goes, once we have nice hot coals, I'll put in these bigger chunks and have a nice burn. So what I'm going to do is take these fire starters, and I'll lay them. I try to kind of prop them up on the coals a little bit so they're not just laying flat in there. I will take one piece of firewood and lay it back here. Okay, then I will light both of these. Now that we got those going, I will start to stack up my kindling in here. And I kind of stack this every different direction so that it will have airflow and also good contact on the kindling. So sometimes I mess around for a while here, getting this stuff kind of stacked up to hopefully get it to light the best way possible. Now I think that I like using small pieces of kindling, so even like this stuff, like this is awesome because, well, not the way it landed, but the smaller the pieces, the easier it'll light, and the faster you can get your fire going to put the next pieces of firewood in it. All right, now that we've got the kindling going, I am going to grab a broom and sweep up the area around the wood stove. That kindling is really taken off in there. And for reference, it is now 650. So you can see we got that kindling really roaring in there right now. So I'm going to grab another smaller piece of firewood, and I'm going to try and set it in here and not knock over everything else so that I don't put the flame completely out. And I still have the door open. I will leave it open for a little bit here, but it's important to pay attention and watch for sparks. Usually that doesn't happen if you don't have wet firewood. That's not an issue. So as the fire continues to start rolling here, I'm going to grab my kettle here while it's still cool. This we keep water in to add a little humidity to the house, especially during the drier months. It'll empty itself usually once a day. $6.55 now. I'm going to put one more smaller piece in here. And then I'm going to almost close the door. Leave it partially open. And you can see that's helping things draft a little bit too. 7:06 now. We've got a good fire going. One thing I forgot to mention is that you will want your damper open all the way when you're starting the fire, if your stove has that damper like that. And then up here I have a flue thermometer, and this is not a magnetic one. This one actually goes into the stovepipe. So you can see right now, inside the stovepipe, we are about 400 degrees. And if I want it to be running nice and warm in the living room, I'll probably be between 600 and 700 degrees. Otherwise, normally between 500 and 600. And to control that, I just use the lever down there and also control how much firewood I'm putting into this thing. But you can see I've got a good fire going in there right now. I don't have a lot of stuff in, and the reason is you don't want to just stuff this thing full of wood because your air-fuel mixture, just like on a car or anything else, won't be good. And you'll end up just creating a ton of smoke instead of fire. So I'm going to let this burn down until we got some nice coals, and then I'll probably put a couple more pieces on top of that. All right, it is about 7:07 now. I got to start getting ready for the day, get the kids up, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to take you guys along with me as I did my morning routine with the Morso wood stove. You can see Probably takes about a half hour every morning to get things up and rolling. Totally worth it in my opinion. There is a little bit more work obviously with a wood stove. You have to clean up after yourself, and you have to bring firewood in, you have to make firewood, all that stuff. But the heat and the reward from it is just amazing. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more.